The moment she walked into the room, I knew she wasn't ready for what was about to happen. Her confident stride faltered when she saw my parents, her parents, and my sister all sitting around the dining table, faces tight with confusion. "Evan," she said cautiously, clutching her purse strap. "What's going on? Why are they all here?" I didn't answer right away. I just stared at her, at the woman I once thought I knew better than myself. The same woman who had spent the last 6 months telling me she was traveling for regional meetings in Boston and Chicago. The same woman who kissed our daughter goodbye before each trip, as if she wasn't lying to both of us. I motioned for her to sit down. "We need to talk, Mia." Her eyes darted from me to the others. "Can't this wait? Whatever this is, it feels." "No," I said quietly. "It can't." The air was thick, heavy enough to choke on. You could hear the clock ticking in the next room, every second like a hammer strike. My father's hand rested on my mother's shoulder. My sister, Lauren, avoided looking at Mia entirely. I took a deep breath. This isn't just a talk. This is a reckoning. It all began 3 months earlier on a Sunday night. Mia had just returned from one of her work trips. She came home smelling faintly of a cologne I didn't recognize. Not the floral detergent she used, not even the vanilla lotion she always wore. This was something distinctly masculine. Did the hotel switch soaps or something? I asked casually as she unpacked. She didn't flinch. "Oh yeah, they started using some new stuff. Smells weird, right?" She was calm. Calm. That night, as she slept beside me, I stared at the ceiling, wondering why she'd suddenly started locking her phone and taking her laptop everywhere, even to the bathroom. The woman who once left her phone on the counter while cooking now flinched if I so much as reached for it to check the time. I tried to tell myself it was paranoia, that maybe she really was busier at work. But deep down something had shifted. Conversations grew shorter. Her laughter with me vanished, replaced by hollow small talk and distant eyes. Then one afternoon I got the confirmation I never wanted. I'd stopped by her office to surprise her with lunch, something I hadn't done in years. Her coworker, Carla, looked startled when I showed up. "She's not here," Carla stammered. "Oh really? She told me she had a local meeting today." Carla hesitated, her eyes flicking toward the floor. "I thought you knew. She's in San Diego this week." My chest tightened. San Diego. She told me she was in Chicago. Carla bit her lip, realizing she'd said too much. "I'm sorry, Evan. I really thought." I didn't hear the rest. My world was already splitting open. That night I did something I never thought I would. I installed a tracking app on her phone. The next morning when she told me she was flying to Boston for a client presentation, I nodded, kissed her goodbye and waited. An hour later the tracker pinged. She wasn't at the airport. She was at a boutique hotel, 45 minutes away. I drove there in silence. Every mile felt heavier, like the air itself wanted to suffocate me. When I arrived, I saw her car parked outside. Room 214, that's what the tracker showed. I didn't knock. I didn't even walk up. I just stood across the street, watching as a tall man in a suit came out first, holding a suitcase. Then she followed, laughing, brushing her hair back like a teenager on a first date. She kissed him. Not a friendly peck. A kiss that screamed history, desire, and betrayal. I don't remember driving home. I don't remember breathing. I just remember sitting in my car for what felt like hours, replaying every trip, every late-night email, every half-hearted hug. When she came home 2 days later, she slipped into bed beside me as if nothing had happened. I lay there awake, staring at the ceiling again, this time with tears I refused to let fall. I spent the next few weeks gathering proof. Photos, receipts, screenshots of texts she thought were deleted. She was seeing a man named Daniel, her regional manager. Married with 2 kids. Their messages were full of promises and secret meetings. She'd written things like, "You make me feel alive again," and "Evan will never understand us." Each word felt like a blade twisting deeper. I didn't confront her immediately. I wanted to scream. But a part of me needed her to see what she'd done, not just to me, but to the family she'd built her lies upon. So I planned the meeting. Now, in the present, she sat across from me at the table, her hands trembling slightly. "Evan, what is this about?" I looked at her steadily. "It's about your work trips." Her expression faltered. "What do you mean?" I said, sliding a stack of printed photos onto the table, "that I know where you've really been going." The photos spilled out, her with Daniel in San Diego. Her at the same hotel week after week. A selfie she'd taken in bed, sent to him. The same hotel sheets behind her. The silence that followed was suffocating. Her mother's hand flew to her mouth. My father's jaw clenched. My sister whispered, "Oh my God." Mia froze, pale, eyes wide, breathing shallow. "Evan, please, not here." "No," I said sharply. "You lied to me for months. You lied to all of us. You smiled at my parents' anniversary dinner while planning your next weekend with him. You kissed our daughter goodbye and told her mommy was going to work." Tears welled in her eyes. "Evan, please, I'm sorry." Understood. "Do you have any idea what it's like to sleep beside someone you no longer recognize? To hold you while wondering whose hands touched you before mine?" My voice cracked, but I didn't care. I wanted the truth out, raw and unfiltered. Her father, a quiet man, finally spoke. "Mia, tell me this isn't true." She broke then. The facade shattered. "It started as just work," she whispered, trembling. "I was lonely. Evan was distant. Daniel listened to me, made me feel wanted." I slammed my fist against the table. "Don't you dare blame this on me." Everyone flinched. My mother began to cry softly. "You could have talked to me," I said, voice low and shaking. "You could have said you were unhappy. But you chose lies. You chose him." Mia buried her face in her hands, sobbing. "I didn't mean for it to go this far." I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized that the woman crying before me wasn't the same one I married. Somewhere along the way, she'd become a stranger wearing my wife's face. The meeting ended in chaos. Her parents left in tears. My father walked me outside, his hand heavy on my shoulder. "You did the right thing, son," he said quietly. The truth needed to be said. Mia stayed behind, sobbing at the table. When I returned to the house later that night, her suitcase was gone. A note sat on the counter. "I'm sorry, Evan. I'll stay at my sister's for now. Please don't tell Lily yet. I'll find a way to make this right." But there's no making this right. Not when trust has been burned to ash. Weeks passed. She tried to reach out, texts, emails, even letters. "Can we talk? Can we fix this? Please, for Lily." I didn't respond. Couldn't. Every word from her felt like reopening a wound. One evening, as I tucked our daughter into bed, she asked, "When's Mommy coming home?" I swallowed hard. "Mommy's taking some time away, sweetheart. But she loves you very much." She nodded sleepily, not knowing the storm behind my eyes. I kissed her forehead and walked out of the room, my chest hollow. It's been 3 months since that family meeting. The whispers have died down. Mia moved into an apartment downtown. She still sees Lily on weekends, and I let her. Not for her sake, but for our daughters. Sometimes when I drop Lily off, Mia stands at the doorway. Tired, remorseful, smaller somehow. Once she whispered, "Do you hate me?" I looked at her for a long moment before answering. "No, Mia. I just don't know you anymore." She nodded, tears spilling silently, and I walked away. Looking back, I realized the silence that followed my revelation wasn't just shock. It was the sound of illusions breaking. Every person in that room saw, in real time, how love can rot quietly beneath polite smiles. I miss who we used to be, but I don't miss the lie we lived. There's peace in the truth, even if it hurts. Now every Sunday I take Lily to the park. We laugh, we feed the ducks, and sometimes she asks, "Will Mommy come with us again?" I smile gently and say, "Maybe someday." But deep down I know the answer. That part of our life, the part where Mia was my home, is gone. And in its place, there's only the echo of that night. The night the family meeting fell silent. And the truth finally spoke louder than the lies.